So today I'm going to show you how to do this 1960s sort of makeup. I just had my formal, my year 12 formal, and I did my own makeup, and I did it exactly like this. Maybe I did my eyes a bit darker, but this one is probably more wearable for people who haven't really done 1960s makeup before. I sort of have my hair in a 60s-ish thing. It's actually still my formal hair, I just applied it to the side. But yeah, I hope that this is helpful if you wanted to know how to look like a mod or whatever. Anyway, enjoy! Okay, so before I started, I already put on my foundation, which is a mixture of the Illamasqua and it's not quite white, but it's a bit white, and then this other one by L'Oreal in the lighter shade, because even in the lighter shade it's not light enough for me. Then I put on Collection 2000 concealer underneath my eyes, because I'm quite tired today, and I primed my eyes with this e.l.f. eyelid primer. So now that I've done that, I'm going to just fill in my brows a bit, because they're not light for a ginger, which I'm pretty proud about, but for a 60s look they are quite light. So I'm just going to fill them in now. And I use Essence Blonde eyebrow pencil, because blonde is the closest thing you can find to ginger, and it works okay for gingers. So if you can't find a decent colour for yourself and Essence is a thing where you live, then I would go and investigate the Essence eyebrow pencil. I'm going to put on my blush before I put on my setting powder, because it makes it look a bit more natural, a bit more toned down. I'm using this very pale pink one because I am very pale. And they had quite light powder blush in the 60s as well. And rather than doing it in my jawline, I'm just sort of doing it like from the middle out, because I've got a bit of a round face, and it just suits the face shape of myself. Next, I'm using my Essence All About Matte. I didn't think matte was spelled like that. And I'm just gonna dust it over the rest of my face. It's translucent, it's not white. It looks white, it's not white. That's the face and the eyebrows done. Now, as a base, I'm using a MAC Paintilly paint pot thing on my eyelids so that it doesn't crease, even though I've already put on the e.l.f. stuff. And this just helps get rid of any of those little veins that you might get on your eyelids and make it look a lot more matte underneath. Okay. Then you just take any white eyeshadow, it can have a shimmer to it, or it could be matte. I'm using this one by Essence. I'm using the little white one. And you're going to try put it on your eyelids up to about where you can feel the bone of your eye socket, and make sure that you can't see any of your skin tone, that it's just like a whitewash over the top. Wide enough now, and you're also going to take a bit of it just underneath the arch of your eyebrow, if your eyebrows have an arch. If not, just take it a bit underneath your eyebrows to make them look, I don't know, skinnier, more groomed. I don't know. It makes them look better though. Okay, now is the fun bit. I'm using a blue eyeliner pen. This is an Essence one. I really like Essence. It's great. So in the 60s they would have like a sort of a line going on their socket bone. So you have to feel for your eye socket, and then you're just going to do a tiny line. So that tiny little dot that I put there, that's what I'm going to follow along both of my eye sockets. This is very trial and error. If it is messy, that doesn't really matter as long as you've got a line to start off with. So I'm going to do this and fast forward.
Remember that one night on the town, we were linking arms and skipping around, singing songs of love, songs of love. You could be my unintended friend.
Okay, I had to pick up and drag the camera over to my face, but it's just sort of a line that goes along your crease, and that's all I did. So I'm going to do that on the other eye, and then I'll show you what to do next. A navy colour from this little palette I got from Cosmetics Plus. It's quite cheap, but it stays on really well. And you're just going to put that over. And then join this to where your lashes are. And you're just going to want to blend it up a tiny bit, so it's not just like a straight line. Only a tiny bit though, because you want to have a difference. You want to be able to shut your eye and see that you've got the weird mod-ish 60s line thing going on, so I'm going to do the other side now. And hopefully try and even them out a little bit more. Okay, so now they are even, and I don't know if you can see this sort of diagonal line I've got going up here. So this sort of gonna look a bit cat-eye-ish, but not really. If you would like to go over the white again, you probably should, so that you've got a mass. It's not too blended, because it wasn't really blended. It wasn't really blended, really, in the 60s. It's just sort of a funky way to put on eyeliner, basically, and I really like it. Next, you're going to take just a black eye pencil on your bottom lashes. So you've got that going now pretty well. Next, you do your liquid liner. You need to do it so that it flicks out to match the shape of your eyeshadow, but I'll do a close-up of it later after I put it on, because I'm honestly not that great at putting on eyeliner, so I'm going to go do it in front of my bigger mirror and I'll start filming again. Not too adventurous with my eyeliner, but yeah. So now you can see how I've winged out my eyeliner, and it's not too thick. You could do it thicker, I guess, if you're more adventurous than I am, but I think that when I do thick eyeliner it makes my eyes look too small. Next, you could put false lashes on, but I have a thing against false eyelashes, so I'm going to curl my eye with this thing that looks like a torture device. And before you do this, you probably want to make sure that your eyeliner, your liquid eyeliner, is set. Before you start curling. I nearly didn't. So once they're curled, you need to put on a generous amount of mascara if you're not wearing false eyelashes, so that you sort of get the fake effect. I'm just using one by BYS, the waterproof one. I've never heard anyone on YouTube talk about it, but it's really, really quite good, and it is legitimately waterproof. The very last thing you're going to do is take a neutral coloured lip, because they didn't really wear bright colours in the 60s. By the way, I used the Rimmel London Apocalypse one in one of the neutral ones. I don't know. But this is it. I guess you could post me video suggestions. I'm sorry that this isn't anything Doctor Who related, but I thought it's partially Doctor Who related if you're going as a classic companion. Like, you could totally get away with this for Zoe, Harriet, or Polly, I think, if you're all pissed at me for not doing another Doctor Who one.